more questions here for clarifications on acids and bases. So the question here we have is, when a piece of limestone reacts with dilute HCl, a gas X is produced. When the gas X is passed through lime water, then a white precipitate Y is formed. On passing excess X, the white precipitate dissolves, forming a soluble compound Z. What are the products X, Y and Z? Okay, so when a piece of limestone reacts with dilute HCl, so limestone we know it's CaCO3, okay, calcium carbonate is limestone, and that reacts with HCl. So calcium carbonate reacts with HCl, a gas X is produced. So what will be the gases that will, what will be the compound that will be formed? Obviously, this is a base, as we said. Carbonates and hydrogen carbonates and oxides and hydroxides of metals all are bases. So this is calcium carbonate, HCl. So this will form CaCl2 plus H2, then salt plus water, and in addition it will form carbon dioxide. Okay, just to balance the equation, here we have 2 HCl. Okay, so this is calcium carbonate, that is limestone reacting with HCl to form this. So this carbon dioxide, okay, the gas X, this is gas X, is passed through lime water, then a white precipitate Y is formed. So when you pass carbon dioxide through lime water, that is CaOH2, again what will be formed? CaCO3 plus H2O. Okay, CaCO3 plus H2O, and this is basically a white precipitate. CaCO3 is a white precipitate and hence it will settle down. So if we just look at this, 3 plus 1 4, we have 2 plus 2 4. Okay, this is balanced, and this is a white precipitate, that is a white precipitate Y is formed. This is calcium carbonate. Okay, on passing excess of X, the white precipitate dissolves, forming a solution. So if you keep on passing it for a very long time, then CaCO3 plus CO2 plus H2O, this is going to form what? CaHCO3. CaHCO3 that's basically what? Calcium hydrogen carbonate, and this is soluble. Okay, it's an important reaction. See, this is limestone reacting with HCl to form calcium chloride plus hydrogen plus water, and additionally carbon dioxide will be formed. This is basically gas X. This gas X reacts with lime water to form calcium carbonate and water, and again calcium carbonate, if you pass this gas for a very long time, this will form calcium hydrogen carbonate, which is soluble. This is white precipitate Y, this is X, and this is Z. So we have identified the compound X. The compound X is carbon dioxide gas. The compound Y is calcium carbonate, and this is basically a white precipitate. This is a white precipitate and settles down. Okay, the precipitate arrow is downwards. While it is all forming a soluble compound Z. This is soluble compound. Soluble compound Z is calcium hydrogen carbonate. This is calcium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, alright. On adding dilute hydrochloric acid to copper oxide powder, the solution formed is blue green. Okay, so this is basically copper oxide, and we are adding, again, what type of reaction would this be? Copper oxide is a base. Okay, oxides, hydroxides, carbonates and hydrogen carbonates of metals are all bases. So base plus acid will give you salt, that is CuCl2 plus water. Okay, so we can just balance this equation. Copper oxide plus hydrochloric acid, this is going to give you copper chloride plus. So predict the new compound formed which impacts the blue-green color. This is basically blue-green color. This is blue-green, and this is nothing but copper chloride. This is copper chloride that is giving us a blue-green color. Copper oxide plus HCl is giving copper chloride. Most of the compounds of copper are basically bluish or greenish in color. Okay, which is write a balanced equation. So this is a balanced equation. What can you say about the nature of copper oxide? What is the nature of copper oxide? It is basic. This is basic in nature. Okay, why is it basic? Because it is neutralizing an acid. It is neutralizing an acid. Basic because it is neutralizing an acid, and hence it is basic. How is the neutralization reaction of a carbonate with an acid different from the neutralization reaction of an oxide or a hydroxide? How is the neutralization reaction of a carbonate? See, you know that if let's say we take Na2CO3 plus HCl, this also gets neutralized and forms NaCl, okay, plus H2O plus CO2. Okay, so this will be 2 NaCl basically. This will be 2 HCl, Na2CO3. If we take sodium hydrogen carbonate, sodium hydrogen carbonate plus let's say HCl. This will be again NaCl, same products form, H2O, okay, plus CO2. Okay, this is a metal carbonate, this is a metal hydrogen carbonate. Now if we take let's say sodium hydroxide, there is a base plus HCl, it will form NaCl plus H2O. So if you look into it, how is the neutralization reaction? This is a neutralization reaction because salt and water are getting formed. Both acid and base, both base and acid are getting neutralized. But in addition to that, carbon dioxide is also formed. In addition to that, carbon dioxide is also formed. Here, between an acid and a pure base, it will be only salt and water. So acid and base will give salt and water. However, metal carbonate plus base will give salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Again, metal hydrogen carbonate plus base is going to give you salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Okay. So metal carbonate is going to give you salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Metal hydrogen carbonate is going to give you salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. However, a base and an acid is just going to give you salt and water. Okay, so this is the difference between neutralization reaction of an acid with a base or with a metal carbonate or a metal hydrogen carbonate. So with the metal carbonate or a metal hydrogen carbonate, along with the neutralization products of salt and water, we are going to get an additional product of carbon dioxide. Okay, what happens to the concentration of H plus ions and the temperature of the solution when an acid is neutralized? So H plus ions, the concentration H plus ions reduce or become neutral because the H plus ions combine with the OH minus ions of a base in the neutralization reaction to form H2O. Okay, so the H plus ions will actually react with OH minus ions by the base to give water, and that's how we get salt and water. Okay, so H plus ions are neutralized. H plus ions are neutralized, and what happens to the temperature? The temperature of the solution will rise. The temperature will rise. There is a reason why it will rise, which we will study in higher classes. But neutralization reactions are generally exothermic. Okay, so the temperature of the solution is going to rise. So these were some questions. You can take a snapshot of the same. Alright, so we are kind of done with acids and bases, and we have also done certain questions along with them. We will practice more questions on them. However, we will now move on to salts. Okay, so salts are equally important. This is a chapter of acids, bases and salts. So we come to a third phase of this chapter when we are referring to salts. Now, how we define a salt, or what basically is a salt? A salt is basically a compound that is formed. Okay, how do we define a salt? A salt is a compound formed when by replacing the H atom of an acid with a metal. Okay, so let's say from hydrochloric acid, if we replace this H by Na, it forms NaCl. Okay, let's say from H2SO4, if we replace this hydrogen by, let's say, potassium, so this will become potassium sulfate. Let's say a weak acid, or let's say these are strong mineral acids. So if we happen to replace this H by zinc, so we will get zinc nitrate. Okay, so this is sodium chloride, which is a salt. This is potassium sulfate, which is a salt. This is zinc nitrate, which is a salt. Let's take a weak acid, CH3COOH. So when we replace this by sodium, so this becomes sodium acetate. Okay, this is a salt, sodium chloride. This is basically a salt, sodium chloride. This is also a salt, potassium sulfate. This is salt, potassium sulfate. And this is a salt which is zinc nitrate. This is zinc nitrate. This is a salt, sodium acetate. Sodium acetate. Okay, so these are basically salts. They are formed when the hydrogen atom is replaced by a metal. The hydrogen atom of an acid is replaced by a metal. How are salts formed? We have already seen the basic reaction. Salts are formed by the neutralization reaction between acids and bases. Salts are formed by neutralization reaction between acids and bases. So we know that acid plus a base will give us a salt and water. Now one thing that we have to remember, we generally get confused that salt is basically something which we consume, right? We consume salt, but that is just sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, the technical name or rather the common name of sodium chloride is common salt. The chemical name of course is sodium chloride. However, the common name is common salt. Salts are, so this is also a salt, this is also a salt, and this is also a salt. So let's not get confused by salt pertaining only to sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is precisely known as common salt. All these are basically salts. Okay. So how do we get a salt? Acid and a base will give you salt and water. Okay. Now we have basically family of salts. Okay. So first of all we will recognize family of salts. So family of salts. So let's say when we consider acids for the salt formation, when we are considering just the acid for the salt formation, so we can say chlorides, all types of chlorides. Let's say potassium chloride, let's say sodium chloride, okay, let's say magnesium chloride, okay, then we have calcium chloride, and so on and so forth. Okay, all these are basically chlorides. So the primary ingredient as an acid to form these types of salts will be hydrochloric acid. This will be hydrochloric acid. Okay. In the same way, we have let's say sulfates. Sulfates are what? Sulfates are salts of sulfuric acid. So the primary ingredient here will be sulfuric acid. Okay. Sulfuric acid. What are the salts that we have in sulfuric acid? Sodium sulfate, potassium sulfate, calcium sulfate. All these are basically sulfates of salts. Okay. Then we have carbonates. They are formed by the carbonic acid. So what are these carbonates? Let's say we have sodium carbonate, okay, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate. All these are carbonates. Okay, these are all carbonates basically. So they are formed by carbonic acid, which is again a weak acid. Okay, we have acetates, which are formed by one of the weak acids, that is CH3COH. Okay, that is acetic acid. So what are these acetates? For example, we have CH3COONA. That's basically sodium acetate. Okay, formed by reacting sodium hydroxide with acetic acid. Then we have potassium acetate. Okay, this is basically what? Potassium acetate. So these are basically some salts and their families. Okay, so it's the salts of carbonic acid. So basically the salts of then we have nitrates. So these are basically formed by HNO3, nitric acid. Okay, for example, we have potassium nitrate, sodium nitrate, calcium nitrate. Then we have zinc nitrate. Okay, so these are all salts basically. Okay, so if we consider all these salts basically, so chlorides are salts of hydrochloric acid, sulfates are salts of sulfuric acid, carbonates are salts of carbonic acid. Okay, acetates are salts of acetic acid, nitrates are salts of nitric acid. The reason why we are taking acids out here basically is because acids, the H atom is replaced. So is it that only acids are supposed to form the family of salts? No, any family. For example, sodium family of salts. Let's say we can also say family of sodium salts. So in this case, family of sodium salts, what will we have? We will have sodium chloride, we will have sodium nitrate, okay, and so on and so forth. Sodium acetate, So all these are family of sodium salts. If we say family of calcium salts, so this will be calcium sulfate, okay, calcium chloride, calcium nitrate. Okay, so we identify salts from both ways, from acids point of view as well as from bases point of view. So in acid, the metal that replaces this H atom is basically considered in acids part. So chlorides means salts of hydrochloric acids, sulfates means salts of sulfuric acid, and so on and so forth. Similarly, in sodium salts, these will be salts of sodium, they will be salts of calcium, there will be salts of potassium, and so on and so forth. So salts are basically formed primarily due to neutralization reaction. Okay. Now so this is a general idea about the salts. Okay, and we will talk more about salts in the next slide. You can take a snapshot of the same. Okay, now we have to consider how salts. So just by looking at a salt, we can say what are the acids and bases which have been participating in order to form the salt. What are the acids and the bases which have participated in order to form the salts? For example, in your NCERT book there is a question, how is potassium sulfate formed? So by looking at the potassium sulfate is what? K2SO4. Potassium sulfate is K2SO4. What could be the acid and the base which have reacted to form potassium sulfate? We know that it will be potassium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Okay, potassium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. We have not balanced the equation, but we can. Okay, that's not a very big deal. So potassium sulfate has been formed by the reaction of potassium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Okay, in the same way, if we have, let's say, magnesium sulfate, so what is it formed from? Obviously from magnesium hydroxide, that will be magnesium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Okay, sulfuric acid. This is basically a question related to your NCERT book. If we have sodium sulfate, okay, so this is basically what? Potassium. This is potassium sulfate. Okay, this is potassium sulfate. This is again magnesium sulfate. All these are salts which are formed. Okay, let's say we have sodium sulfate. So this is sodium sulfate. Okay, sodium sulfate, that is Na2SO4. Obviously this part has been replaced. The hydrogen part of an acid has been replaced by sodium. Okay, so this will be sodium hydroxide. It is formed from sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. This is definitely formed from sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. What else do we have? Calcium sulfate. For example, calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate, this is formed from calcium hydroxide. That's basically calcium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. So this is calcium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Okay, calcium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Then we have let's say copper sulfate. Okay, so this is copper sulfate. That's copper sulfate, and that is formed from copper hydroxide. This will be formed from copper hydroxide and sulfuric acid. This will be formed from copper hydroxide and sulfuric acid. A lot of sulfurous salts we have here. Then we have sodium chloride. We all know how it will be formed. So this is sodium chloride. So how will this be formed? By looking at the salt itself, we can say which base has participated. That is, this sodium must be coming from sodium hydroxide, and what is the acid which has participated? That is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric. This is basically a chloride salt or maybe a sodium salt. We can call this sodium chloride both as a salt of sodium and belonging to the family of chloride salts. Okay. Then we have, let's say, sodium carbonate and ammonium chloride. So we have sodium carbonate, that's sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate must be formed from sodium hydroxide, and carbonate part must be coming from carbonic acid, H2CO3, that's carbonic acid. So these are examples of salts, and just looking at them we can predict what are the acids and bases that have taken part in their formation. Now we have something called as ammonium chloride. So ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride must be formed from ammonium hydroxide, which is the base here. This is formed from ammonium hydroxide and obviously hydrochloric acid. So this must have formed from ammonium hydroxide and hydrochloric acids. So by just looking at the salts, we can predict what are the acids and bases that have taken part in their formation. Okay, as we have seen that there are some families of salts, families of chloride salts, sulfate salts, nitrate salts, sodium salts, calcium salts, and so on and so forth. So salt is supposedly a neutral compound. However, is salt always neutral? No. Okay, we will see when a salt will not be a neutral and when it will be neutral. Okay, we'll take a snapshot of the same.